Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. Through His Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Shalom, Sister Sarita. Shalom and blessings, Donnell Blackshare. I hope everyone's doing well today. So I got a question. What we dealing with today with Israelites calling themselves Christian, I asked myself, is this Christianity that they're dealing with, or are we dealing with some form of COINTELPRO? Right? Now, since our forefathers left off of the slave ships, since they left the slave ships and since they were scattered throughout the lands, there have been individuals that recognized that they were Israel and that they was Israelites and moved accordingly. But something that we see today defines this as an awakening because of the sheer numbers of people that's waking up. They got videos from back in the 80s and the 70s, right? Or should I say the 80s or the early 90s, with brothers standing on the corner and talking about their Israel and some making some statements that didn't come true, but that's beside the point. This awakening is from on high, right? Just from the sheer numbers, you can see that there's divine work going on here. There's a spirit of the Most High going throughout the people and awakening people, right? We're not talking about a couple of hundred people. We're not talking about a couple of thousand. We're talking about millions. We're talking about millions of so-called African American people in America and other brothers abroad waking up and saying that they're Israelites. Never in the history of the inception of this country has anything like this happened before. So, when you see something like that happening, it's obviously a threat to the system. It's obviously a threat to the status quo of this nation. What is COINTELPRO? Well, I'll get you a couple of statements made. One from Wikipedia and another one that lays out some of the core tenets. COINTELPRO syllabic abbreviation derives from counterintelligence program. In 1956 to 1971 was a series of covert and illegal projects conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations, which is the FBI, aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic American political organizers. The FBI record shows COINTELPRO resources targeted groups and individuals the FBI deemed subversive. What does subversive mean? Subversive refers to the process by which the values and principles of a system in place are contradicted and reversed in an attempt to transform the established social order. I said order with a T, but it's social order. And its structure of power, authority, hierarchy, and social norms. Subversion can be described as an attack on the public moral standards. All right? Now, that's a lot to swallow right there. But first of all, I want you to put your attention on what the FBI is aiming for. It says the FBI aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting. All right? Now, all these things are things that have been happening towards the awakening. That people looked to discredit the awakening by things that may have been said that didn't come to pass, with brothers out there claiming America is going to be destroyed in 2000. Discrediting by lumping us all into one group and saying all you guys are campers, or all you guys are moderates, or all you guys are this or that, right? And infiltrating, right? Now, infiltrating, that's something I want you to focus on. Because when you look at how important this movement is, right? That this is the spirit of the Most High waking us up to understand who we are. If the spirit of the Most High is waking us up to say that we Israel, and just the sheer numbers of this happening, millions of people waking up and saying this, why wouldn't it be important? Why wouldn't it be important? And who put out this narrative that being a Christian is more important now than being an Israelite? You gotta ask yourself, is this a one conglomerate for us to come together? Or is this an infiltration within the awakening of us being Israelites to draw us back to the same paganistic attitudes we had before we understood who we were? Right? If you can't beat them, infiltrate them. They couldn't beat the Black Panthers, so what did they do? They infiltrated them. I'm not saying this for sure, but it's not far-fetched that this whole thing that's going on with Christianity and people that's supposed to be Israelites coming and saying they Israelites in the flesh and Christians in the spirit. And then they ask you, well, what's more important? Is it important to being an Israelite doesn't matter? It doesn't matter, then why are you an Israelite then? And you put the emphasis on being a Christian in the spirit. Or I'm a Christian first and then I'm an Israelite. What kind of garbage is that? You know? Let me ask you, when they start rounding people up, and they're rounding people up according to who they are, do you think they're going to separate you according to what you are in the spirit? Or they going to murder you according to what you are in the blood? Or what you look like, or what your nationality is? See, who we are matters to everybody except for us. Everybody want to tell us it don't matter while doing contrary things to it. Everybody want to tell us Mashiach look one way, and then when we read the book and say he look another way, oh, now it don't matter. Anti-Christ mentality. Anti-Mashiach, anti-Israel. But let's take another. Speaking of Mashiach, let's get some more on Cointelpro. Check this out. Look at the goals for Cointelpro. It says 1. Prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. In unity, there is strength. A truism that is no less valid for all its triteness. An effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step towards a real Mau black revolutionary army in America. The beginning of a true black revolution. So that's one thing, right? They don't want no unity amongst us, right? They want us tearing each other down. All right? Salt of the earth don't take that position of tearing any brothers down. No Israelites down. That's why when we speak about the camps, we can have disagreements, but we not going to go and blast no camps and say they this or that, or they ain't our people. We ain't going to try, oh, I'm not like those camps. I'm not like them people. No, we all Israelites in the same place. Right? We got so much compassion for everybody else except for our own people. How did you feel when you found out you was lied to? How did you feel when you found out that all these lies they were telling our people about who they are and what they're about, and God was saying something different about you? Was you happy to find out you was lied to your whole time? You received who you were with joy, but then it was sweet in the mouth and bitter in the belly, because you found out that everybody's not going to come to that realization like you. Everybody's not going to love this truth like you. And then also you found out what? You've been lied to. And almost everything that you was taught was a lie. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Right? Someone said that to be awakened is to be angry all the time. But yet, because we don't agree with how some of our people are acting out, that we're making a complete separation from us and them. Now they we not them. It don't matter all the work that the Most High put out with these camps, that thousands upon thousands of people were waking up because of the stuff that they was doing, that a lot of people they ain't had the courage to go out there and do. It don't matter that don't matter. That the work that the Most High put out there, and we find ourselves happily fighting against God. Why? Because we disagree with a brother? But let me continue. The second goal of Cointelpro is to prevent the rise of a Messiah who could unify and electrify the black nationalist movement. All right, I can't even go through all of these because I don't have the time. So I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna conversate about that. I'm gonna have a discussion with you on this. They want to stop the rise of someone who could unify the people. What does that tell you, Israel? What does that tell you? All you that want to argue and condemn your brothers and call them 2/3 and call them I'm not them, and because you have different views on certain scriptures, you want to condemn each other. What does that tell you? What does this nation fear? Do they fear? Oh, they sit back and they laugh at us arguing with each other while we air out our disagreements before the whole world. But they fear our unity. They fear our unity. All right? That's what power is. What did Mashiach say? A house divided cannot stand. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. Are you not the house of Israel? Are you not the southern kingdom? The northern kingdom? If you're divided, how can you stand? But the Most High tells us. He says, stand up, Jerusalem. So what does that mean? What does it mean? It means to return to the Most High. Return to Him. Put the 10 first. None of us here, I don't know who in here is a 100% scholar. Speaking for myself, I was discontinued from my heritage. And I'm just learning how to come back to what I was formerly or what my forefathers were, those that were righteous. All right? But this whole Christianity thing is suspect to me. Real suspect that all of a sudden you got people talking about the Israelites and putting the emphasis of being Christian over being an Israelite. You know? Keep all 10. You know what I'm saying? Optimal training. Keep all 10, brother. Mashiach said, love thy neighbor as thy, love the Most High with all thy heart, soul, and mind. And the second one is like unto it. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? Can you do any of those two without keeping the 10? For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and that his commandments are not grievous. Right? All the laws and the prophets hang on these two commandments. That's the foundation. That's our constitution. That's what ensures civility amongst our people. You know? So you can't have civility amongst your people. You don't have the fruits of the Spirit. You don't have the fruits of the Spirit because what? You're disregarding something. You're disregarding love. You know? We can have disagreements. But it's time out for us putting it before the whole world to see. And I'm not just talking about in relation. I'm not talking about in relation to just, the Israelite awakening. But even the way that the strife between brothers and sisters, you know, we the only people you can go online and you can see all kinds of disagreements and dislikes that we have towards our counter selves. We can go all online and see how much some brothers hate sisters. We can go all online and see how much some sisters hate brothers. Name a nation that you can go and see that, other than us. Name somebody. You know? We putting all this stuff out before everybody, and don't nobody give a damn about us. People look at it, they look at our situations and laughing at us. You know, our demise is entertainment to them. There is no Israel without brothers and sisters. It's no Israel without sisters. There's no Israel without brothers. You know, but we want to sit up, we want to put all this stuff out there before the world and show the world how much we hate each other. We don't even want to acknowledge each other's suffering. We can't even come and say, you know what, I'm sorry. You know, sisters, we dropped the ball, sisters. You know, we should have been there. We should have been there to protect you, sisters. Right? We dropped the ball on that. Is sister going to come to us? Are we going to comfort each other? Huh? See, but that's the type of thing that they want amongst our people. Us tearing each other down. We need to stop putting that stuff out there like that. It don't do no good for our nation. As Israelites, people are supposed to come to us and say, wow, is there any nation that's like this? One that the Most High is so close to? You think it's based off of us wearing fringes and beards? Or is it based off of how we treat each other? How we treat each other. You know? That's what makes us the great nation that we're supposed to be. When other people come amongst us and they see the harmony and the civility and the love and the compassion and the strength and the courage. They see the Most High in us. But we don't want to see the Most High in us. We too busy looking for Judas. We can't see Christ. But that's all I had to say for today. Christianity may be an infiltration. It may be an infiltration on our nation. When you start emphasizing that it's more important to be a Christian than to be an Israelite, I'm looking at you sideways like, who you think woke us up to knowing that we Israelites? Some of us knew. Some of us didn't even have no research. Spirit of the Most High came on us and it was like, this is who you are. So nah. But that's all I want to say, brothers and sisters. I hope the Most High stays with you. May the Most High bless you. May his countenance shine upon you and give you peace. Stay faithful. Walk in grace and walk in obedience, Israel. Love you guys. Peace and blessings.